Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Friday morning. Sorry if there's an echo. There we go. All right, so watching AWX here, FNSR also gapping up from 1888 to 1280. Watching AWX, although this one's not tradable, but there's a decent amount that actually is tradable this morning. There is NIHD gapping up from 750 to 850. There is DBX Dropbox gapping up from 2474 to 2723. There's HTZ Hertz gapping up from 1629 to 1860. We also have NBEV, which is moving down a lot in pre-market. CGC, Cron, NIO, and so we got a few to trade. SLS. Yeah, look at SLS get some volume. I don't think this one's tradable, but no, it's not tradable, but it is moving some, so I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this one as well. My favorite's probably NIHD, I guess, although some of the other ones have a little bit more volume. This one's just the biggest small cap gapper aside from AWX, so. What about VSTM as well? VSTM stopped moving after yesterday. All right, so let me catch back up on the chat. AMRN's popping up on ASNS. I mean, I like what I think was on my original list, but yeah, not a bad morning. There's a few options today. Yami. I mean, we're in the chat room now, brother. I mean, this is kind of the chat room stream. I used to have an older chat room, but now I just do the stream for free. All right, let me catch you back up on the chat. Good morning, John. What's up, man? Yeah, brother. Little cold and rainy here in Texas, man. Little cold and rainy here in Houston, bro. Netron. What's up, brother? HTZ 1629 to 19. Yeah, looks different. Or it looks good. What's up, Ben? What's up, man? Foil. What's up? Mikey, good morning. KC Mac. What's up, man? FNSR is a buyout. Yeah, we'll have to check that one out. So we should have Mitch in here today as well, though. I'll try to find him in a second. And then we still have NVLN moving, PBR maybe. But yeah, look at NBEV move here. I mean, I wouldn't say it's moving much more than some of these other ones, but I mean, if you compare it to like CRON, it's moving much more. CGC. And so, yeah, I don't know what's going on with NBEV, but something is. This thing's down a good bit here. NIO. Gonna keep an eye on it. Had a few nice little VWAP bounces there yesterday on NIO. Still kind of bummed out. I missed this VWAP fade on VSTM yesterday. Perfect fade. Bram, what amount would you recommend starting out with? Whatever you can afford to lose is probably what the best way. I wouldn't give it a defined amount because it's all subjective, but what you don't want to do is trade with money that you can't lose, because that's never going to work. You know, you have to be okay with losing it in trading, because losses are going to happen. And if you're too emotional about it, you know, it's not going to work out most of the time. DUST popping up on my skaters as well. Not that much volume. But yeah, HTZ looks good. Got some levels to follow here in pre-market. Yeah, man. I see you only took a few shares. Is this part of your strategy? I mean, I'm slowly moving up. I use anywhere between 100 and 300 shares typically, but I'm trying to slowly move up. I haven't had a losing day this week so far, so it's just about kind of scaling up at this point. MDCL Calato. All right, brother. Really low volume. Barely moving at all, and it's OTC, so it's just not my style. Just low volume, man. Just not really what I look for. I look for big gap ups with high volume. This is just too low. At least for me, brother. So, NVAX. GRPN, Groupon. Ran some yesterday. ENDP. TTM. INFN, UPL, ENDP. I recently upgraded my account, and so I'm actually down 100 and something. But I mean, it's an 80,000 account with a 4,000 max loss, and so I recently upgraded it last week. And so we'll see if I can build it up or not. Just got it. AMRN. Yeah, I mean, I like HTZ better. I like NIHD. Doesn't look bad here. It's sitting right around this 850 level. We'll see if it'll hold. 920. Look at these levels here. There's also DBX Dropbox. Now, with DBX and HTZ, they're a little bit higher. Not higher. They might be higher float, but they're just a little bit more. How do I say this? They're just healthier companies than I'm used to shorting. And so, gonna watch them, but gonna be careful with these as well. Usually I like shorting these stocks in penny stock land. But these are a little bit healthier companies, I'd say. A little bit bluer chip companies. But yeah, NVLN kind of had a crazy move yesterday. Went from 70 cents to 235, back down to $1.40. We'll see where it goes today. I don't think I can trade it, but interesting here. What's up, Abby? Good morning. EA on VCEL, a bigger drop. I mean, I still think VCEL is a little bit extended from where it was. It was at 11s, and now it's up to 1660. So we'll see if it can drop. I guess I'm a little bit short biased in it as well, especially per the daily chart, maybe down to at least the 15s. So we'll see. I mean, I do think it's a little extended. We'll see what happens with it. Yep. Wow. It's kind of in a tight range after this drop, so maybe a buyout acquisition. I'm not sure what happened with this one. If not, probably earnings. If it's not one of those, just bad earnings. But I'll have to look this up in a second. I'll look the news up in just a second. But yeah, I like NIHD. I do like NIHD. I like HTZ and DBX, Dropbox. And BEV's moving some as well. So we got a few to watch. I appreciate the sub, Jose. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. KPTI popping up on the scanners. ERY. DRIP. DRIP's an ETF. What's up, Wahid? Good morning, man. Okay, so bad earnings. Right, DSB. Hey, brother. Great minds think alike, man. You know? What are we talking about? V-cell, right? I mean, it's just the daily chart. If you look at the daily chart, that's the obvious area, you know? Coming back to this previous resistance, which may now be support, you know? That's what I like with it. We'll see what happens, but, I mean, that's kind of what I would look at. Hey, Ben. Appreciate the sub, man. I guess I'm more short biased with NIHD, just because it's gapping up over 10%. One of my strategies is to short, you know, gapping up stocks when they fade off of the VWAP. So it's kind of a specific strategy that I use, but I guess I'm short biased with it. I never know. You never really know. It could easily run up, but I'm going to be watching it for a short if it sets up well. BOXL. Yeah, I mean, it spiked a few times yesterday. Ended up giving him back most of the time. Let's look at the daily. Wow, I've definitely traded Boxel some. Look at all these support and resistance lines. Let me clear this. I still think they could probably follow those lines, but I just want to look and get a good idea of the daily. I mean, this is a great shortish chart, honestly. I mean, if you look at the history of BOXL, you know, this is one of those stocks that all these shorters are going to be looking for because, I mean, every single time it spikes, it comes back down, you know. Here, spike, fail, spike, fail, spike, fail, spike, fail. Just failed every time. And so this is actually, honestly, the last day or two is probably the best it's ever held its gains. If you look at the daily chart, it's probably the best it's ever held its gains. I mean, it might be pulling what it did here, which was may try to spike some here and then have another red day, but we'll see. But just going off the daily chart, every time this thing spikes, it fails. All right, so let me see where Mitch is at. I'm going to call Mitch real quick, see where he's at. He should be back on the stream today. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, bro? All right, so I have Zoom set up, so I'll send you the. Oh, I sent it to you already. All right, brother. Later. All right, Mitch is gonna be hopping on in just a second. Yeah, we do. Who asked? Vicky. We do. Like we have a, mentoring thing going on. I always try to tell people that, like, my big thing is honesty, and like Mitch and I are not experts. We're not trying to pretend like we're experts. I think we know enough to teach people. Mitch recently had like a 13-day green streak, winning days, not winning trades. I think going 13 trades without losing would be pretty tough, but he went 13 days without having a losing day, and so I'm on my third green day in a row. Haven't had a losing day this week so far. But like I said, we're not experts. We're not trying to be gurus. We're not trying to be anything like that. We're just trying to help new traders if they want the help, and if not, no stress. We do this for free anyway every morning. So yeah, I mean, here's the thing. So I always try to look for terrible companies when I'm shorting the stock. Obviously, I mean, I think most people do. That's why I like trading stocks. That's why I really don't like trading stocks over $20. Is because usually if a stock's over $20, it's typically a healthier company. Not always, but typically, And so, I always try to find these terrible companies that are just getting pumped up, and I can't say for certain if one is or not, but I can form my thesis around it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at DBX. It could very easily run up. I just got to look at the daily chart to see. What was this thing gapping up to? 2690. So this thing is up here now. I mean, it may run into some resistance at 2690, so that's the only interesting thing about this one. So it's effectively right here at this point. It's right here, and they do have some resistance there. So interesting level here. Really interesting level. We'll see if Dropbox gets rejected at 2690 or what happens. It also had some resistance there just in pre-market itself, so I think that's the big level to watch is 2690, maybe 27, see if it holds over or under that level is what I'm looking at. But yeah, today's news is brought to you by SnapTrade. Hold on, I think Mitch might be actually in here. Let me check it out. Oh, he is. What's up, buddy? You here, man? Oh. What's up, buddy? There you are. All right, guys, we got Mitch here today.
Hey guys, how we doing? How we doing, traders? You guys excited for the day? Ready to get at it? Time to tackle some stocks.
Yep.
All right, let's look around and see what I can get here. See what we can find.
Of course, Ben. Once the stream ends, I'll do that for the following ones, brother. But yeah, today's news is brought to you by SnapTrade. Let's see, snaptrade.us. That's SNAPTRADE or SNAPTRADE.us. If you haven't heard of SnapTrade, it's an awesome free scanner for traders to take advantage of. What I really use this for, though, and you can see here, I really build my watch list here each morning. And then I share it with a decent amount of traders. And so if you want this shared with you, let me know. But it shows me lots of different good info like technical signal, market cap, volume change percentage, volume, 52-week high percentage, and a bunch of other good indicators. So really useful, thorough data there for you to take advantage of. And you can share your watch list with different people. And so it's like a social watch list sharing platform. They also have all these different scanners, so cannabis sector, regardless of what your sector is in the market, upcoming earnings, retail, recent earnings. They got high gainer penny stocks, high gainer volatile stocks, and so gap ups. If you like to trade gap ups like me, they do have a gap up option, and so you can see all the stuff that's gapping up. And so really cool scanner for free, which is pretty rare. And then they also have news, and so like I said, today's news is brought to you by them. I could just click today's news only to get the most relevant news stories in the market. Or I could just click watch list and make it easy on myself and see all the catalysts and news stories in my watch list. And so go check them out. They also opened up a new Reddit, but really awesome free website for traders to use, and I'll post the link in the chat. We also have Ben, one of the owners, here with us today in the chat. So if y'all have anything you want to see on SnapTrade, let us know, or let him know. Reach out to him, and yeah. You heard Tefts is a Ponzi scheme. Yeah, I've heard some people saying that. It's silly because the truth is that it's CFDs. Like a Ponzi scheme means you make more from hiring new distributors than you do from selling the product. And so they obviously make more from selling the product. Like, and so the only thing that matters to me, I'm not TradeNet, I'm not Tefts. The only thing that matters to me is if they pay out. If they pay out, none of that stuff matters to me. Like the platform's good, it has cheap commissions. I think it's more of a learning tool than anything, but it's just my opinion. But if they pay out, they pay out.
I mean, at the end of the day, guys, every broker is going to have advantages and disadvantages. If you really look into what brokers are, and they always have the upper advantage on retail traders. If you can find me legit 100% brokers that are outside of the United States, then, let me know some.
Right.
But I'll tell you right now, if they're outside of the United States and they're a broker that's set up outside of the United States, there's a reason why they're set up outside of the United States.
Right.
It's part of the inherent risk that you take by having a broker that's overseas. But by having a broker overseas, we don't have to deal with, the trading pattern rule, and we're able to do the trades that we want to do.
Right. I mean, here's the truth, though. Like some of the people saying it's a Ponzi scheme are using SureTrader and SpeedTrader, right? Why do you think SureTrader has so many shorts available? Can anybody guess? Is because they take the opposing side of your trade, just like probably Tefts does. And so all brokers do it. Some are open about it, some aren't. But all brokers do that. All brokers are going to take the other side of your trade because it's a good bet. If 90% of traders fail, that's a pretty safe bet for brokers. Thinkorswim does it, SureTrader does it, and I'm sure Tefts probably does it. And so to try to take the high road with one of these overseas brokers is silly. It's just silly because they all do it. You know what I mean? And that's just a necessary evil in the, no PDT trading broker world. You know what I mean?
What I'm seeing in the comments right now is just what I see from a lot of traders out there. Everyone's trying to down a broker or make the negative claims about a broker. But the truth is that every broker is working against you. They're not working for you.
100%.
They're not making money when you make profits. They only make money when you trade. So understand the actual, their actual focus, their intention. Their intention's for you to trade, and that's it. If you really start focusing on if they have the right intention of you becoming a great trader, you're never going to find a broker that's going to want you to become a great trader.
No broker's ever going to want you to do that. And like I said, some of the people that are making all these claims, right? Some of these people are using SureTrader. The dude that founded SureTrader was indicted for stock fraud. Same thing with SpeedTrader. And they're doing the exact same thing. They're taking the opposing side of your trade. That's why there's so many shorts. It's because when you go short, they're going long. Because if 90% of traders fail, that's a safe bet for them. And they're doing it. And so, like I said, to try to take the high road with any of these is just silly because they're all doing it,
Yeah, I can talk, anybody could talk bad about a broker because there's always going to be a negative. You could think of Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, one of the biggest brokers in the world, yet they have no shorts available.
Right.
Why do they do that? Because they know that the people that trade on Thinkorswim are good at shorts.
They make money with shorts.
Limit them so they can't, make that money. And so what do? They make you borrow these stocks. They make you pay for borrows
to compensate for it.
More money on
right.
What? What do they make the money on? Not the profits that you get, the commission.
Just taking the trade. Right, exactly. And here's the thing. Each broker is going to be doing three things to go against you, right? One of them is they're going to take the opposing side of your trade. And this is almost every broker. They're going to take the opposing side of your trade. Sometimes they're going to claim it to create a market to give you more opportunities. No, they're doing that because 90% of traders fail. And that's a safe bet. That's number one. Number two is that when the traders are actually profitable on their platform, they are watching and documenting the strategies the profitable traders are using so they can steal those strategies. That's number two. And all brokers are doing that. 100%. Every single broker you use is going to be doing that. Yep. And number 3, they're going to try to set everything up for you to fail. No matter what. Any broker you use. And it only makes sense that they do that. And so, again, to take the high road with any of these brokers is silly because they're all doing it, no matter what people want to pretend, you know?
Yeah, that's why, you know, in the end of the day, you're going to be able to find that, you know, there's schemes all over trading. You know, the real key is are they letting you trade? Can you take your money out? Are they doing illegal activity where you're going to get caught by the SEC and have your own thing to worry about? And that's really what the only things you got to worry about. You know, at the end of the day, there's always going to be a positive and a negative to every single broker you find out there. It's never going to just be strictly positives.
Oh, for sure. There's pros and cons to each. You know, some are better than others. But like I said, if you're using SureTrader trying to criticize other brokers, you know, it may seem a little bit hypocritical. But exactly. People are going to do what they do. You know what I mean?
There isn't a broker out there. No one can name me one broker that has a strength on every single area. It just can't be. That's the idea of a broker, guys. The idea of a broker is so that they make money.
Right. They wouldn't do it if they, you know, they're not just trying to help traders. Like, that's no brokers are doing that. You know, the only thing I can do as a trader is trying to find one that is beneficial to me. You know, one that has cheap commissions, lots of shorts, allows me to trade with no PDT rule. That's the only thing I can find. Regardless of what else they're doing, if they pay out, they pay out. That's all I care about. You know.
And if you go and you actually look into it, brokers are doing deals with educators all the time, guys. And that's really where you get into is that that's where people are starting to try to attack certain brokers, is that at the end of the day, you know, you bring people business is going to come back to you. You know, that's what happens with brokers, guys. And that's all their kind of intention is. Their intention is to get more traders. You can provide them more traders. That's what they want. Right. And what do we do, guys, is that at the end of the day, you know, trading is always building and growing, especially this game in the penny stocks. And that's what we come here, guys, is that we want to show you guys that there is a lot of, you know, noise out there. And the noise is always focusing on kind of the negative sides of trading and not really what you should be focusing on. And that's the trading process. You know, and that's what I really, you know, try to get through to new traders is that let's stop focusing on if the broker's working against me. Let's start focusing on the strengths of the broker so that we can actually take advantage and make some profits, guys.
Right.
So with TEFs, what's the advantage here, guys, is I can short anything I want. And as a short bias traders, most of the time, if I want to do this VWAP fade strategy, this is probably going to be the best broker for me. Just right. Because a lot of the times when I find those VWAP fades, I'm going to be able to trade without paying for the borrows.
For sure. It's none of the brokers are going to be, they're going to pretend to be your friend, but none of them are working with you. They're all trying to work against you. And that's something you have to understand.
Robinhood.
They all do it, man.
It doesn't matter which one it is. They all have to make their money, guys.
Right, for sure.
They wouldn't be around.
And that's why they're overseas with all of the, you know, and that's fine. Because like I said, if they pay out, they pay out. That's all I care about. But anyways, so we can go over the news real quick. Hey, appreciate the $10 super chat, Eric. Shout out to Eric for the $9.99 super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Shout out to Eric, man. Appreciate the dono, brother. Seriously, though, man. Appreciate that, Eric. Means a lot, brother. All right, so we can look up the news. First, what I'm looking up is, let's see. There was one good one that I saw this morning that I can't trade, but I'll go ahead and look that up first. AWX. You can see AWX gapping up from 354 to 470. One of the bigger percentage gap ups here. Let's look up the news on this one, see what's going on with it. I am not seeing any recent news for AWX. Interesting.
Boy, Marley's sad today.
Not here, over there, man.
He's not happy with me trading today. He's
All
like,
right.
I thought we were going to the park, man.
Yeah, man. He's bummed out, brother. All right, so the next one I'm looking up is Dropbox DBX. Give me 1 second. I'll look this one up. All right, so DBX is down after earnings. So the earnings beat the analyst expectations, and the company showed, actually it's up on earnings. Sorry, it beat the analyst expectations and showed progress. It reported an adjusted profit of 11 cents a share on a GAAP basis. The company reported a loss of 1 cent. The adjusted figure is well above the street expectations from Wall Street, and it's above last year's profit of 7 cents. Revenue was $360.3 million, beating estimates of $352.8 million. So good earnings, good revenue for Dropbox. We'll see what happens with it. Next one I'm looking up is HTZ, Hertz. HTZ. Gapping up from 16.29 to 19.15.
Sorry about the crying in the background, guys.
You're good, brother. Hertz put out quarter 3 earnings. Quarterly earnings of $2.14 per share, beating one of the consensus estimates of $1.78 per share. It beats the earnings of last year at the same time at $1.42, and so good earnings for Hertz. We'll see what happens with it as well. NIHD is probably one of my favorite ones. Like I've said, this one is gapping up from 750 to 861. So it sounds like this one had good third quarter earnings. Let me look. So quarter 3 revenue of $142 million. Quarterly loss per share is 50 cents for NIHD. It's up because, oh wait, this came out a while back. Operating income of $1 million. And so it sounds like this was earnings as well for NIHD. We'll see what happens with it. NBEV is really getting hit this morning. NBEV gapping down from 469 to 365. All right, so it priced a $45 million offering of common stock for NBEV. The offering equates to 12,900,000 shares of NBEV stock at a price of $3.50 per share. So that's why it's down. Offering. Also looking at, let's see, what else is there that's moving? SLS.
Whoa.
Look at SLS go crazy, brother.
I'm on my wrong account here. I gotta log off.
You're on Mitch Hooch.
Yeah, on the other one.
All right, so third quarter results for SLS, but look at SLS go, man. Gapping up from 187 to 237. They announced that they're going to hold a conference call and live audio webcast next Thursday to report third quarter earnings, and SLS is really gapping up here. But aside from that, I'm not seeing any other news for this one, so curious to see where SLS goes. And that's about it this morning. We got about 2 minutes left, so I'm just going to get ready.
Yeah, man. I'll be watching out for a couple stocks. It's kind of more along. I'm going to watch the opening and then react, guys. It's not going to be one of those really quick into trades.
What's up, Track Racer? Good morning, man. From MU Phones out in the Everglades, huh, brother? That's awesome, bro. Yeah, $500 account's just tough, man. You get wiped out easily, like Colado said.
Yeah, you gotta have immediate results come your way.
Oh yeah, I did miss FNSR. FNSR looks good as well. I forgot about this one. Let me look this one up really, really quick. We got like a minute and a half, but I forgot about this one, so I want to look this one up.
All right, what do we got here?
So it looks like this is a buyout after earnings. Quarter 1 results. So they put out, so IIVI is going to buy FNSR in a cash and stock deal valued at $3.2 billion for FNSR. So it's a buyout. Interesting here. We'll see where this one goes. All right, guys, but we got about a minute left, so let's get ready. Main watches: FNSR, NIHD, HTZ, and DBX. Maybe, man, look at NIHD get hit. I'm kind of bummed out about this. I really would have liked this to happen at the open instead of now in pre-market, so I could possibly short it then, but it is what it is. All right, so we'll see if I can end the week green again today. I haven't had a losing day since last Thursday. Haven't been as active, but haven't had a losing day since last Thursday. So we'll see what happens today. Hopefully I could finish the week out strong, have a perfect week, but we'll see. If not, no stress. All I'm just going to do is hold it to my levels. That's all I can really do. Yeah, no stress, Track Racer. I get it, man. I actually like a small account like that for options trading more. I think options trading is a little bit easier to build an account up that way. Look at NVLN spiking, guys. NVLN spiking here. Marley is upset, brother.
Yeah, bro, he's not having it. I'm about to give him something to chew on. All right, guys, watching PBR. PBR, really nice drop there.
It's on my right side here as well. Man.
He's letting everybody know.
Give him a squeaky toy.
Yeah, he needs one. For sure. That's a nice washout on PBR.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching that one for sure as well. If it gets up to 490, it looks interesting here. NIO spiking up some. I got to go to the restroom, Mitch. Hold it down, brother.
Okay, you little wanker. Yeah. Chew on that. All right. Looking around.
All right, I'm back. All right, so let's see. We got PPR dropping, like Mitch said. Dropbox is falling down some as well. CGC, maybe MBEV falling down some too. HTZ spiking up some. NIHD spiking up some. Gotta look at the PBR daily chart, really. See if I really like it.
Yeah, the daily chart, I would like to have gone down below 67.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm looking at. It's got some support there. It's the only kind of red flag with it.
Yeah, that's the only red flag with it.
Doesn't look bad, though, honestly.
I have to agree. It's one of those that's in between.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider an A+, but it doesn't look bad here, honestly, man. It's starting to look good. Or look at PBR. This is the one we're talking about here. It's fading off the VWAP. It's not an A+ for sure, but it looks okay here. Let me see where the support and resistance areas are. A risk level could be, let's see, 96. Maybe 15 is probably the more obvious one. If you get in from 1490 to 15, that's 10 cent risk. From 1490 to 1480 is about a 10 cent risk as well. So about 2 to 1. Or about 1 to 1, I'm sorry. But it looks pretty. But if you make your risk 1496, it's a lot better. The watch list. The watch list is. Let me see if I post it real quick. Nope. Yeah, the watch list is up in the chat. I gotta kind of focus right now, guys. So sorry about that. But yeah, it's up a little bit. NIHD looks like a fade off the pre-market levels, but what's up, Derek? Good morning, man. Yeah, PBR. I mean, it faded. It faded. CGC also faded. Look at this fade on CGC, man. Beautiful fade there. Same thing with PBR. Perfect fade on CGC. Let's look at Cron now then.
Yeah, I'm looking at Cron right now.
But look at that beautiful fade on CGC.
It's nice. It's nice to hear.
NBEV, kind of. It's been a while since I traded NBEV. But look, PBR faded nicely too. Mitch and I just have to be disciplined because this is just a one-to-one trade. It really is just about a one-to-one trade. If you get in at 1490, risk at 15, reward at 1480, so one-to-one exactly. But it's probably a super high accuracy rate as well. So
yeah, that's how it goes.
NVLN really running here, but man, PBR, perfect fade, man. But
yeah,
just that one-to-one.
Too close to 15, and then the daily chart just shows it bouncing.
Right.
I would need it to cut through those 60s, and then I could look to attack it. Because once it cuts through those 60s on the daily, it can go down. It has some gap, but it needed to break that.
Sorry, guys, I forgot to put up my other scanners here.
Is Boxel tradable?
Let me look it up real quick. No.
Crown looks good there, but not coming back right now. I think I might have just missed that move.
Yeah, NVLN really spiked up here. What did SLS end up doing today?
I was holding. I was seeing it for a little while. Hold.
Nope, not anymore. All right.
Crash.
SLS, yep. Not tradable though. Used to be, but it's not anymore. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of looking at NBEV. It's not my favorite. Dropbox is actually fading here.
Is it tradable, NBEV?
Yeah, NBEV is. They added it.
No, they added it back.
Yep.
Brought it back.
That's one of my favorite stocks to trade, man. At least it has been in the last few months. It's one of the ones I've probably traded the most in the last few months. Been pretty reliable for me. But I think it was just in a downtrend. Something we talked about in class yesterday. You find a stock in a downtrend. It's going to set up more for your setups or for your short setups.
That one wasn't too bad. Just didn't know it was tradable.
Yeah, it looked pretty. Tight risk, but a little bit too late now. NIHD giving it up some. I'm just gonna wait for my setups, man. I've been pretty selective this week. Haven't had a red day so far, so I just want to make sure I'm getting in the right trades. Yeah. Had to adjust a little bit from last week. Been a little bit more disciplined and selective this week, which is fine. I'm happy with it. Haven't had a losing day.
This one was a weird one. I looked interesting, but just a weird chart. I don't know what's going on with that.
What's up, Alpine? What's up, brother? We got Alpine Trader in here, man. Alpine, brother, I saw you post a video yesterday, man. You coming back to us, brother? You should, man. Alpine Trader was really the OG of day trading channels on YouTube, of like small day trading, small account day trading channels. Alpine was like the OG. Looking at DBX here, I like this rejection. So if he gets back up to 2683, I mean, it's a pretty tight risk at 27. Alpine. You're not coming back, brother? PBR kind of finding some support where we thought it might.
See what's out there.
CGC. CGC, that's a VWAP. Tight risk too of about 4106. Yeah, I think Thinkorswim may be lagging a little bit here. Tough to analyze. Definitely watching CGC here. I'd probably jump in with like 50 shares though. I'm not going to try to go crazy with this one. It's a little bit too expensive for me to take bigger sizing. What's up, Cool? What's up, brother? Yeah, NIHD really getting hit. If it pulls back to the VWAP, I like it. It would have to pull back to 480 or 783 or 730. I'm sorry. CGC is looking interesting here. I might jump in with 50 shares just to take a little starter here for CGC. The only problem is the spread's a little gnarly. Didn't feel me. Now it's too low.
I like PTI, but too low volume, so can't take that trade.
Yeah, I get it. All right. I'm watching CGC here. It's getting close to where I would take the trade. There it goes. Maybe Kron now. If Kron gets up there, I like a risk of 870, 873 maybe. See if Kron can get me back up there. Yeah, there's the wash on CGC, man. Called that one out. But I guess I got a little apprehensive, which I guess is something I have to work on. But man, would have been pretty from 85 to 50, really quick, perfect fade. That's how it goes. Trade idea was correct, just didn't. I tried to get filled once, it didn't fill me, and then I was waiting for it to get to my level, but too late now. If Kron can get up to 65, I like a risk of 70, 73. But it's got to get up there. The reason I don't get I traded pre-market is because my broker doesn't allow me to. All right, so Kron up to 860s now, or just about 860. I needed to get up to 865 for me to consider it with a risk of about 73.
All right, guys. HTC is trying the daily highs.
Which one?
HTZ.
Okay.
This is that third resistance test. It should probably close the body underneath the 33s if it's going to stay within the pattern. Above that, it's more of a breakout. What I'd want it to do is come down and test that support again, maybe near that $19. And then we're going to see if it comes circling back around for a breakout or if it breaks down through the 1890s. Just going to really keep an eye on this stock. Try not to overreact early. Try to really watch it. HTZ has a tendency of doing a couple fake outs before it does the opening range break.
All right, I'm in Kron here with a small position. Risk is, like I said, 73s.
What's your entry?
64.
Not too bad. Not
No,
bad.
tight risk.
Yeah. I've just traded Kron way too many times. Usually does me well on the first one. Second move usually squeeze me.
Yeah, it happens. It's starting to squeeze me a little bit here.
Yeah. Has a tendency of looking really good at the beginning and then.
Going
All right,
down
guys. HTZ there doing that swing around. It caught a whole bunch of people long. Now right back down to a bearish standpoint. All right, let's see if it closes within the pattern again. Is it just wicking through, creating extremes? That's what it seems like.
All right, it's at my levels here.
There you go. Got hit down there, guys. 11,000 shares there on the time and sales.
Kron starting to rebound here. It's right around my stop.
All right, guys. I'm looking for an entry near 19 to risk off of 1922.
Super close to my stop for Kron. Kind of the make or break level here. I don't want to see these cannabis stocks starts to run. I see CGC up there, NBEV up there, so not looking great here. Gonna cut my losses pretty tight here. Or keep my risk pretty tight at this point.
All right, guys. I'm using the pre-market highs to determine my risk level here, guys. It's about 20 cents there, guys. But we have a potential to make at least 30 cents on this move.
Down to 65.
For the push up here. Try to get a good average into HTZ.
Oh man, that was a beautiful drop. Did you get filled there? Here, I can pull HTZ up here just to show people what you're in.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm not sure. Did I get the Zoom to start?
Oh.
Right, hold on, I'll hit the share.
I'm in a trade right now.
Yeah, I'm not in a trade yet.
Okay.
I just want to have it ready just in case I do.
Okay, yeah, no stress.
Exactly. Just in case I get in, that way you guys can immediately go to it.
For sure.
If it holds this downward trending line here, guys, I'm just going to let it go. HTZ, it's holding that downward trending line at 88s. Yeah, it's probably just gone here, guys.
All right, we're getting a nice little drop on Kron. Yeah, beautiful move. Just
yeah. Didn't come back to the VWAP, guys. Back to the VWAP, I would have taken the VWAP reject strategy on this trade. And as you see, it probably would have panned out. It had that real negative side after that third attempt. But this is why I always call wicks the extremes. The extremes on this stock actually faked out a lot of people going long before it started breaking down. And on these red candles, I feel really bad if anyone long big sizing because you're left out now, you know? Yep. You're 40 cents down, 50 cents down, and the stock just keeps going down.
Yeah, look at Kron, though. Kron, so I called that 73 level as my risk. Where did it bounce off of? 73, 72. So 1 cent away from my risk level. So that's, super obvious level here. We'll see if it can hold under there now. But it confirmed my risk, and so now it's just a super easy trade for me. If it breaks my risk, I can just get out because it's already confirmed it once. And so now I can just let it work. Went a little bit higher than I was anticipating, but no stress. Yeah, Donald, email me, brother, and I'll send it to you, man. beginnertrading@gmail.com, and I'll send it to you, brother. All right, so like I said, Kron got a little bit higher than I would have liked it to, but it confirmed my risk level. Like I said before, my risk level was 73, and it bounced right off of there. And so, now at this point, it's just an easy trade to guide me. If it breaks that risk level, I can just get out the trade and no stress, small loss regardless. And so, I like the fact it confirmed my risk. Want to see a breakdown, obviously, but if it pushes up and stops me out, all I can do in these type of trades is hold it to my levels. You know, that's all you
All
can
right,
do.
guys, looking for HTZ to get to near that 19 level and maybe a little bit above it so I can adjust my risk, get it a little tighter. I'm having an order out there right now, just sitting there at 19. Reason I have the order out there, guys, is if it pops up, I want to get that instant fill, then kind of adjust my average position by really getting in my full sizing, then have an ability to really measure my risk and tackle down this stock.
My name's John Donald. I'm John. Mitch is the other guy you hear talking. All right, so it's up to 67s here, and like I said, it confirmed my risk level once, and so all I can do in this trade is let it go to my risk. If it stops me out, that's fine. 73, super obvious level. Just gotta watch that level. It's confirmed it once. It got rejected right at that level, and so if it opens up above that level, then I can just get out the trade. Easy trade, easy trade to follow. It's back up to 70s. Got to be really careful with it here because it does look to be maybe flagging some. Obviously, I want to see it get rejected at 73s. But like I said, all I can do is hold it to my risk level. But yeah, Kron hasn't been working out as much for me. Last few times I've traded it hasn't worked out, so maybe one of those stocks that I just kind of start to watch. Like you said, a lot of time it looks really good at the open, and then it kind of fakes you out with the VWAP fade.
Yeah, I just saw the pattern that it kept doing it to me, so I don't go for the second VWAP fade on it. If I don't get that first one, if I don't go after that first one, that it does, I'm not taking the
Ooh,
trade. I just seen it.
yeah, look at NIHD, man. Somebody else mentioned that in the chat. That one does look pretty.
I don't think it's tradable.
No, it's tradable. Checked it
It
this
is.
morning. Yep.
All right.
Like I said, this is kind of the make or break level. It's already confirmed my risk level once. It's up to 72s. And so all I can do is let it test my risk levels. If it breaks, it breaks. No stress. Waiting for it to hold over that risk level. It got up to 74, but it didn't hold. Gonna give it one more second here, and then I'm just gonna jump out. There we go, back down to 70s. There we go. Let's see if it confirms that area. It's got rejected there twice already. Still hasn't closed above it yet, so
KIQ going off. Looks like we have a dollar magnet stock. Twitter going off. Twitter, not too bad an option, but not really my forte.
Not your style.
RDFN. And that one's going up a little bit. Nice little patterns there.
There's 69s. I
Looks
would
like
really,
the AD pattern.
yeah, I would really love to see Kron get rejected here because that would be a double top.
RDFN is
Beautiful.
tradable.
RDFN, Redfin, it's never been tradable for me before. But yeah,
Yeah,
look at
they
this.
made-
Look at this confirmation in my risk here.
Not
And
too
so-
bad of a stock to watch.
Really want to see Kron hold under the VWAP now. It's gotten rejected at my risk level twice, which shows me it was a good risk level to set. And so let's see what it does here. It kind of bounced right back, so got to be careful, but definitely feeling a little bit better about it. Yeah, no stress, Donald. Yeah, just let me finish the stream. I'll get back to you. I'll email you back, brother. All right, beautiful confirmation in my risk level. You know, like I said in this trade, where was my risk? 73. It's tested it twice, gotten rejected both times. And so at this point, just going to keep watching it, see if it can continue to hold that level, you know.
All right, want to see MBEV reject here 75s. If it does get above it, it'll be in the bullish state. If it rejects here, it has a really strong resistance right here. Let's see if it gets above the 75.
There we go, down to 61s. Love the rejection at that risk level. Really like it. Now it's got to break 860. That's where that previous support was. All right, so want to see it hold under the VWAP now. It's broken under the VWAP. Want to see it. So the VWAP, you know, we were talking about this in class. The VWAP is actually a trend indicator, right? And so when it's underneath the VWAP, that means it's in a downward trend. When it's above the VWAP, that means it's in an upward intraday trend. And so obviously with a short, I want to see it hold underneath the VWAP to confirm that downward trend. My risk level held firm both times it tested it, which just kind of gives me confidence in that risk level, and now it makes my trade super easy. If it breaks that risk level and holds above it, I can get out. If not, and it keeps washing, I can stay in. So it's about having a plan in these trades. We got CGC taking a hit as well, which looks good. So cannabis stocks are following through with those reversals. At this point, the trade's super easy for me. You know, we always preach about following a plan, having a plan in the trade, knowing your levels. And at this point, it's confirmed my risk level twice, and I can just wait for it to crack. If it breaks that risk level, no stress. I can get out the trade. But if it follows through and continues to break down, I can have a bigger winner. All right, so there we go. It broke under the 60-cent level, 860. Going to look to take profits at the low of the day, around 850s. A little bit of profits there at least. Going to let the rest work. Down to 57s, 56. CGC is really tanking, so I should see Kron do the same here, hopefully. It's down to 56. Want to see it get down to 52 to take profits. Just going to let it work, watching the time and sales. But at this point, it's just an easy trade to follow. Yeah, no stress, Dominic. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, you see me using small sizing. Some people make fun of me, and that's fine. But the point is that I'm giving myself a plan with each trade. Before I get into the trade, I know my risk level, I know my reward level, I know where I want to enter, and so it guides me through that trade. I can let my levels determine where I'm going to get in and out, and I can just let it work and follow those levels. Um, like I said, in this point, I'm holding CRO in. Looking for it to get down to 850s. My first profit target, specifically 852. If it can get down there, I'll take a small profit and just let the rest work. See if it can really crack that low of the day and continue. Is what I'm looking for here. I'm also keeping track of the other stocks in this sector, like CGC, to see what they do.
All right, guys, really paying attention to MBEV here, guys. Might be taking a trade within the next couple seconds here.
On
If it
that
fails to go
short
long
breakdown.
here,
Yeah.
yeah, if it fails to go long here, this is where I would take it. I have a downward trend line here, guys, just going up here. Let's see if these 75s get bought up here, guys. It's going to be important. It could actually break out on the long side. There's 15,000 shares that went through there at 75. I think this is going to actually break through here. This is why I let the pattern break down first, guys. Don't want to jump into it early. I let the pattern really fill in.
So I'm kind of watching CGC along with Kron because it's going to kind of guide me in this trade as well. CGC's in the same sector. They're doing very similar moves here. And so I'm watching CGC. Hopefully CGC gets rejected here and fades back down after this big drop. But if it gets back up to 64, I'm not necessarily opposed to adding another 100 shares in here. If it gets back up to 64. Again, keeping that same risk of 73. Jason. All right, we got a wash on CGC. And so, like I said, these two are kind of following each other. Obviously, for my trade, I want to see CGC tank here, break under the lows, and keep heading down. Yep, and so you can see this one drops, and so they both follow each other. We'll see if we get a little rejection of the support here. Bounce up, we get a bounce up on this one. Yeah, AWX wasn't tradable for me today, but I was watching it in pre-market.
It's looking interesting. It's not really a pattern that I play often, but RDFN has a strong resistance up there, right above it at 84s. Looks like it's made the ABCD move, and that goes with kind of 4 continuation pushes, and that would be the last push right there at 80, 82s, 83s. You could go off of that 87, 88, try to get as close to there as possible, and you could risk a short there. Just putting a trade idea out there.
Yeah, no stress. So I'm watching CGC dropping beautifully here. We'll see if Kron follows through with this as well. CGC dropping really nicely. We should see a drop on Kron as well. With CGC dropping like this. Really, obviously, I'd like to see CGC break the low of the day and then Kron do the same here. It's down to 56. Rebound on CGC. We'll probably see a rebound on Kron here as well. There we go. A little bit of a follow through for CGC. It's building up some support here. Yeah, AWX faded nicely off the VWAP there, though. I do see that. Look at Dropbox just get hit at that resistance, man. All right, there's another drop on CGC. We should see Cron follow through here as well. Big drop on CGC. We should see Cron start to get hammered here and drop down with it. Big drop on CGC. Let's see the follow through on Cron.
Yeah, looks good for you, brother. Watch the timing sales.
Yeah, we should see a follow through here waiting for it. There's 55s. Somebody key the Jeopardy music.
Oh, I will.
All right, come on, Cron. CGC did it. Your buddy did it. You can drop too, man. There we go, 54s. All right, so since it's at 53s, I am probably going to take my first little partial here. And at the support.
Wait for the size.
I already took it. It was at 52s. That was my plan the whole time, was to take it at the support. And now I can just let the rest work.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Now we can just see if we get a low of the day crack is what I want to see in Cron. CGC's doing it, and so Cron should hopefully break under these 850s and really wash out. Worked out perfectly. My risk level worked out great. Followed my risk level almost down to the T, down to the cent, really. And so now it's just about letting the trade work, see even if it can really give me a bigger winner here if it cracks under 850s. And it's about just creating a plan. Like I said, that's what you got to do.
Short there at 73 on MBEV. Short there at 73 on MBEV. 500 shares, guys. Risking off the high of day, which is 76. So essentially 3-cent risk on this trade. Seeing the volume come in there. I like it. Willing to add in the 73s also. I can add some more shares if it pops up there.
All right, here goes, there goes Cron breaking the $0.50. That's what I wanted to see. Let's see how long this thing can tank here. When it says that, Mitch, what do you do when it says too close to order price?
Okay, so you have to adjust. You need to be 3 cents away on the ask.
Yeah, or just market. That's what I do.
Or market, yeah.
But I wouldn't advise using a market on a conventional broker.
There you go. Level 2 smackdown on MBEV. Let's do it. That's what I'm talking about, guys. You got to know your levels. All right, so 60 is going to be the first profit here, guys.
All right, I just got out of CRON. Just going to wipe my hands of it and be done. Part of it maybe should have held it a little bit longer. I think I just wanted to have a perfect week this week, guys. And so I let my emotions get the best of me, and I can acknowledge that. But took my little profits on it. That's no red days this week. Pretty good accuracy so far this week. And yeah, I'll take it for sure. Could have used a little bit bigger sizing. That's the only reason I usually covered my whole position there. If I would have used 200 shares, I could have let the rest work, taken a little bit more on the drop. But it is what it is. Took profits. Just happy to have a perfect week this week, man. No losing days. I've ended every day up in profits, and so I'll definitely take that. That's 4 green days in a row, and no losing days this week. All traded live on stream.
All right, guys, looking to take my first
here you
set
go,
of
brother.
profit.
Here, let me throw you up in here, man. All right, so we got Mitch here. We got Mitch here trading. Let me pull him up. There you go. Hey, Cream, appreciate the $5 donation, brother. I just saw that, man. Sorry, I don't know why it didn't show me, man. But appreciate the 5. I think that's euros. Appreciate the €5, Cream. Means a lot, brother. Appreciate the support, man. But yeah, shout out to Cream for the $5 dono, brother. Appreciate it, man. So what's your sizing? What's your risk in this one, Mitch?
All right, guys, I'm in this 500 shares. Guys, I shorted it at 373s there, guys. risking off the high of day, which is 376. We'll just make it 377. 377, guys. That's a 4 cent risk on this trade. Looking to take first profits there at 60. 60 would give me 13 cents there, guys. More than a 2 to 1 on this trade. And I'll take my first profit there. Looking to take 200 shares off. And then I will go ahead and let the rest of it get down to maybe that 350 or 352s, which is the low. And from that point on, it could really just start breaking down, And BEV looks bad on the daily, gap down. And so I'm looking for it to reject off this important level there, get through these levels. We did get a nice smackdown to the VWAP here, guys. So as long as it doesn't get back above that high, we should be well here.
The blue line's the VWAP, right?
The blue line is no.
The moving average. I'm sorry. The VWAP's underneath it.
Yeah, the moving average, guys.
I like the big up wicks. Let's see if it holds those big up wicks.
So I have my order form above me. Above me is ready to get out, guys. And below, the one that you guys are seeing, this is my profit order form. This is how I have an ability to really get my orders in and in with speed. You got to have multiple order forms. If you only have one order form, let's say you can't have your order ready to profit, you usually are going to have your order ready to kind of reverse on you and defend. And which is not a bad thing, but you also want to be able to take profits when you want to.
Somebody's asking me what I think about AWX here. Let me pull my chart up on the other monitor so I can watch it with you. AWX. Ooh, look at AWX. It's right at the VWAP. I mean, here's the thing. I think it's a tight risk at this point because you could set your risk at 440, at least for me. If you got in around 430, so that's a 10-cent risk. Your reward could be probably down to $4, and so that's 3 to 1 reward to risk ratio for AWX. Like I said, I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable for any losses people take. You always got to make your own assessment of the market, trade responsibly, and all that stuff. But it is what I look for. Specifically because if you get in around the VWAP at 430, there's a tight risk of 440 where it had that resistance earlier. And so super tight risk, bigger reward at $4. And so your reward is 3 times the size of your risk in that trade, at least for me and the way I like to approach AWX with the VWAP fade. And so it's all on you, brother. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an investment professional. This is just my opinion on it, But from my, from what I see, it looks usually, this is usually what I look for with the VWAP fade. But who knows, man? This thing could easily squeeze up, start to test those 450s. And so, anything can happen in stocks, man. It could easily squeeze up. If it does get squeezed up, I think 450 would be, some resistance there, but we'll see. But I like it where it's at now. A little spready, though. And it's not tradable for me, but like I said, the VWAP is actually a trend study, so like if the stock is underneath the VWAP, it means it's holding a downward trend. If the stock tries to break over the VWAP, it's effectively trying to change trends from a downward trend to an upward trend. And so sometimes you get those squeezes when the trend changes like significantly. But from my perspective, the risk looks tight at 440, maybe a little bit higher, but risk looks good.
All right, guys, this is going to be an interesting area, guys. I'm really paying attention to the timing sales here. There's a big bid that's been placed at 368 that's keeping this from coming down right now. I do see 100 on the ask side, so I'm looking for the ask size to kind of match up to the bid size, knock through that bid. And if we knock through that bid, I should see big sizing go through in the timing sales for confirmation, guys.
The only thing I may not like about AWX is that it put in a little bit higher lows at around 4 as I'm looking at it a little bit more. It's still holding that VWAP level, and it still has a tight risk, but accuracy-wise, I don't know. Yeah, look at HTZ with that beautiful fade off the VWAP today, man. I missed that one. Look at HTZ. Oh, I know you're in a trade, sorry. But HTZ was pretty. Really pretty for HTZ. Dropbox faded twice as well. Holding that risk is 27.
I got to be careful here, guys. Don't want to see 370s get scooped up again.
Yeah, there goes AWX getting hit. That's what we look for, guys.
All right, some of that bid shares is getting filled now, guys. You see those numbers get knocked down from a big number to a little number. That's fill. Those are fills that are going through.
Hey, appreciate it, two-way. I don't like AMRN, Fred. I just don't like AMRN, man. It's one of those stocks, like I kind of classify certain stocks as just unreliable. You know, usually if I have a few losing trades and they don't, if I notice a stock never really follows through with my strategy, I kind of just try to classify it as unreliable and ignore it. And AMRN is one of those for me. I stopped trading it just because it would set up with a VWAP fade and then it would never follow through. Abby's asking you to say it again, the time in sales. KIQ, yeah, I'll have to check that one out, Ivan.
If you'd like to know more about the time in sales, I would just suggest going back to our class, Abby.
Why not?
Class went really deep into it.
Well, no, I think she wanted you to repeat something that you said before. I'm not sure what it was, though.
Yeah, that's why we actually had a class on this, guys. I don't know if, especially the traders that are not a part of our classes, we tackled a class on starting to really teach you level twos and the time in sales, something that is very, very valuable that isn't taught by most. You know, a lot of the gurus out there, they have trouble teaching people about level twos because they don't understand it themselves. So how are they going to go ahead and teach it? This is what we're doing. We're actually starting to break it down so you guys can start understanding how I use the time in sales to go ahead and use it as confirmation in a lot of my trades.
For sure. Yeah, I think what Mitch and I do differently, and the biggest thing, like I've always said, like I don't understand why nobody else teaches risk and reward, because that's ultimately your guide in the trade. You know, like if you watch Mitch and I trade, that's all we talk about, because that's the main thing that we need to pay attention to. We need to understand, one, where is our risk in that trade? Before we get into the trade, we need to have a plan. Where's our risk? Where's our stop level? Like if it breaks, what level are we going to get out at? Plus, where's our reward level? Relating it to our risk, is our reward bigger than our risk? It has to be in every trade or we're not taking it. And it's all subjective, but you have to form an organized plan around your strategy. If you're just blindly jumping in trades, you're just gambling. You know, if you form an organized plan around your strategy, that's what's ultimately going to help you. You know, that's what's ultimately.
Be careful here, guys. Lots of volume built up there at 370s. It can break right through my level, guys. So I got to hold strong to that high of day. Can't let it test above there, because if it breaks out, guys, this is not the trade you want to be in. So just respect the tight risk that I set myself, which was 3 cents. If I lose 3 cents with 500 shares, it's not going to kill me. It's a good risk to reward trade. If it goes against me, it goes against me. And all you can do is just do what John and I try to do on a consistent basis, is set yourself up in the trade and let the trade work out.
Right. Give yourself a plan, stick to your levels. That's all you do. Fred here, if you want to check out the classes. We're, like I said, though, I always try to stress this because people hate on us for having classes, but we're not trying to be gurus. We're not trying to be experts. Like, we're just teaching people our system that, you know, obviously works. You know, like I said, I haven't had a losing day this week. I've had 4 green days in a row, all on stream documented, so you can see I'm not hiding it. Mitch has had a profitable week this week as well, and so our system obviously works. We're not experts. We're not gurus. And if you think about it, our classes, when you break it down, our classes are $1.50 a class.
Ooh, big sizing showing up there on the bid, guys. This is gonna about to make a nice big move. Whichever way it goes, it's gonna decide to make that move. Sizing is getting in this. Some big volume I see going through there. I don't know if it's dark pulling, but there's definitely some volume that's going through there that is unseen. And you can get these what's called a dark pull order, where it shows up for a second and it actually gets filled, but it gets filled where you can't see it. It went through on the bid side here, so really just got to stick to my levels. Can't try to play games here, especially when you're seeing that much volume going through. What does volume mean, guys? Volume means momentum. Momentum can go towards you or it can come against you. You know, of course, we're always looking for it to come our way, but you can't have that mentality. If you have that mentality, that's how you fight yourself, how you fight your own trading plan, and then you end up losing a lot more than you originally intended.
For sure, you just got to stick to your levels no matter what. That's the big thing, you know? Because if you stick to your levels, like for instance, like this is how we try to explain it. If you consistently give yourself 2 to 1 reward to risk in your trades, and you follow those levels in every single trade, you can only win half the time and still be really profitable. You know, you can win, what is it, like 33% of the time and still be profitable if you give yourself enough reward to risk. And so it's all about just following your plans and the trades, you know?
There you go. 10,000 shares there, guys, at 370s and 369s there. So we got 4,000 and a 10,000 share order going through there. Looks really good. Need to hold tight, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it. Cool. Appreciate it, man. Yeah,
There you go. Weight going down, guys. Weight on the sell side. Now I need to see that volume actually flow through. Let the bids just flow through.
it's got that big support level at what, 67?
Yep.
It's got to break that.
Break down that. Get through the VWAP. That'll show us that it really is done. Other than that, we just don't want it back even above this high here, guys. Even 372s now, because of that much volume accumulation here, guys. When you get that nice curve pattern here, it should put pressure on this 368 and push it back down to this 365. At 365, what we would look for is ads on the downside, on that bid side, pushing towards down here at 360.
Yeah, KIQ looks interesting here. Almost a double top.
I think I did really well in this trade by getting the right risk to reward, guys. And that's why I'm sticking around and letting the trade work out here, guys.
You just got to be careful with KIQ because it could be a cup and handle.
All right. Just got to be careful here, guys.
Also, if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, let me pull out the WordPad. Here it is. If anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, I do have a link that gets you 10% off any package you choose. I make a small commission from it, but it's one of the ways we keep the stream free. We stream every weekday morning on YouTube for free. And so if you're interested in signing up, you can go check that out. Yeah, some people are saying they're a Ponzi scheme. I think that's ridiculous. I think, like we went over earlier, any overseas broker is going to take the opposing side of your trade. Sure Trader does it. Speed Trader does it. As long as they pay out, man.
All right, got to be careful here, guys. Squeeze could be coming. Just got to pay attention. Have your limit price set above where you want to get out so that if I need to get out, I can. Also going to set this one on market just in case.
Got to be able to get out when you can, brother.
Yeah, got to. Regardless. You know, a lot of traders would just step out here. You know, I could take, $10, but what is that going to do, guys? You got to hold to your risk, hold to your plan.
Yep. Stick to your levels. That's all you can do.
That's it. All right, guys, got to be careful here. Watch it. Watch the volume go through.
Yeah, I think Mitch and I were talking about Yeah, I think Mitch usually shows everything. He was talking earlier about not wanting to look at it when he trades so it doesn't sway his mind in it. You got to be careful here, but we'll see if we get a rejection.
Oh, account balance. It's on the top window here, guys. It's right here. I don't use it on that one because it's just gonna make you think about the wrong thing. All I want to know is my average cost, guys. That's all I really need to know. Anything above that creates emotion. Just always ask yourself if it's a variable that can create emotion, you want to restrict those.
For sure. Yeah, look at AWX though here. Look at this. So remember I called out this VWAP fade. I said my risk, look at AWX right here. I said my risk was 440. Look at this beautiful fade. Called that one on the nose as well. So hopefully somebody took advantage of that one. Perfect fade on AWX. Kind of bummed out I missed it.
All right, guys, want to see this get down below 70s here, guys. As it rejects, it needs to get below 70. 70 was where that a lot of that volume came from. So I'm holding tight to my levels, but I want to see that important where a lot of the volume went through is at 370. If it gets below that again, we'll be looking good in this trade. But if it holds above that, we're actually looking on the breakout. It could break out here, and we have to immediately get out. All right, here it's pushing on 75, but I see 76s roll through, or 75 with big volume, I'll get out. It's 75, low volume.
Yeah, who was it that asked me about AWX? I'm not one for the whole picks thing. I'm not trying to give hot stock picks, but that one was spot on, man. But it's just the important thing is just to see how I can look at AWX, say, okay, where's my risk? My risk is at, what was it, 440? It was you, Ivan. Okay. Yeah, like I said, the important thing is I can look at AWX and say, okay, where's my risk? 440 looks good. Where's my reward? $4. Good risk and reward, and boom. Perfect VWAP fade. Like I said, a little bit of FOMO from this one, actually, because I saw it coming. I just, I wanted to let Mitch stay up here. Thanks, Mitch. I'm just messing with you, brother. I'm just messing with you, brother. It's not your fault. It's my fault, man. But
that's the outside noise getting to you.
Yes, sir.
That outside noise.
Yeah.
Got to control the inner locus.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, got to be careful right here. 76, I'm out. You guys see that, guys? Respect your limits, guys. I'll take $20. This is going to break out here. Where is it going to get to? I can't tell you guys. You know, we do have a daily high there, 448. It could push, get some volume, break through the fours, and get back up there. Not really my strategy here, guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. And if you really look at it, it looks more now like a VWAP bounce, you know, and you get the strength here, guys. But that's why I respect that level, guys. You saw all that volume that went through there. I was able to get out, taking very small $20 loss for a 500 share position, and gave myself a chance where if this would have knocked down the 360s, it would have been a beautiful gainer. Would have been able to get at least, you know, probably $30, $40 from this trade, and I'll take it again.
It's just how it goes sometimes, brother. You're still up on the week?
Oh, without a doubt.
What are you up on the week? A few hundred, right?
I'm still up. Now it'd be what we got. We did the 246. Had a little bit of loss, $60 loss, and so now we're at 180, and then so 160s,
160s.
Yeah, 150s, 160s for the week. That's not bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Green is good, brother.
Two red days, guys, for right now.
One green day.
And I'll take it. I mean, I'm in the green.
Right. It shows you risk and reward, right? 2 red days, 1 green day, still up over $100 on the week. And so it's good risk and reward, brother.
Still have an ability to look around, see what I can find.
For sure. But yeah, so let me pull my charting back up here. I'm actually happy with my exit on AWX as well. or on Kron as well. So you can see I exited Kron actually right here. And so, nice little exit. Appreciate it, Ivan.
You know what surprised me with the volume is Plague. I thought that was eventually start moving.
Small gain on Kron, Danny. Man, there was so many nice little fades today. So you could see the VWAP fade. If people want to know the strategy we trade the VWAP fade most of the time. You can see AWX, perfect fade. Called this one out. Risk of 440s. Enter here. Profit target of 4. Beautiful risk and reward. This is your risk. I always try to do this. I think it shows a good example. This little box is your risk. And that's your reward. And so that's what you want to find in every single trade. Same thing with HTZ. Beautiful fade off the VWAP here. With Kron, you can see I formed the plan around it. I entered it 65, 66. I entered it here. I formed a risk of here and a reward of here. And so in this trade, again, this was my risk. This was my reward. And you can see how well, that my risk held. It tested my risk twice and held beautifully each time, confirming that risk. You can see it bounced up there and even had a little double top right at my predetermined risk level of 873, 874. Beautiful confirmation of my risk here, and we got the big washout for me. So but happy I got my groove back, if you will. No red days this week. 4 green days in a row. And so definitely a good week for me. I'll take it for sure. I'm happy with it. Got to start using some bigger sizing, though, man. Got to start taking some bigger swings here. It's time.
That's the only way, man.
I think I had to have a week to get my confidence back up and ready to really attack it next week.
Without a doubt. Watching RDFN.
Man, they added that one, huh?
Yep.
Nice little VWAP bounce there for it. You looking for it to get rejected at those previous highs from yesterday at 14.95 for a short? Is that what you're looking at?
You got it.
I can kind of read your brain a little bit there. So you can see a lot of resistance there earlier. Resistance there during the day today. Resistance there yesterday. So looks interesting.
One that looks also interesting, but it's just too late of a VWAP bounce, is PBR. Just your likelihood of this trade coming back down is not as high. I do like it above 80s, maybe with a risk into 90.
Yeah, I could see that. I was looking at that too. You can see PBR. It's right at the VWAP now. I mean, this is one we were looking at this morning. It just it followed through nicely at the first few VWAP fades, but second, third ones never typically work out as well. But it's at the VWAP again, but it's faded there multiple times already. So like you said, I don't necessarily trust it as much. Another one that is right around the VWAP is HTZ. RUBI popping up on my scanners here. Nice little VWAP bounce there as well. Kron is back to the VWAP. I almost wish I would have held a little bit of Kron and then added back, just because that's what we went over yesterday in our faders class, is this move here when it bounces back to the VWAP, adding your risk back, giving yourself a tight risk, and then letting the rest work, see if it turns into an all-day fader. Almost wish I would have held a little bit of sizing so I could give that example there from what we went over yesterday, but But yeah, I got to work up the guts to use bigger sizing, man. It's time, you know. When you get a perfect week, you know it's time, and it's just like, you know,
Hey,
it's just
remember,
time.
man. At the end of the day, it's just trading. You can't make it more than what it is, because that's when you start killing yourself. When you get into live, you start thinking about, nah, well, you know, that there's gonna be a change. It's not a change. It's just more sizing.
It's just
That's
different
it.
numbers. That's it. Right.
That's it. It's not a change. The moment you think it as a change, that's when you lose.
For sure. It's the same thing. I just got to keep playing it the same way. You know, there was a lot of phase this week. It was really beneficial for our strategy. And so, yeah, I had a good week, man. It's just about, I think I want to start fresh and just have start it off on a new week. Maybe, I think my goal next week is to use 300 shares in my positions. I think 300 shares is reasonable. And just consistently stay at that size. You know, what I don't want to do is use big size one day and then small size the other. And so that way, for instance, if I have a green day with small size, but then have one red day with big size, it kind of cancels out those losses. And so at this point, it's just about staying with that consistent size. I also have to analyze the range of the stock and use that to base it off of, but it's just about maintaining that consistent size, you know.
Guys, looks like we're gonna have a breakout in RDFN here. Looking to maybe get in here on the long side pullback. The risk would be down to 63s.
On the long side,
Mm-hmm.
just be careful. We might have that resistance at 1490s, 1495.
Yeah, there is. It's a resistance that is a prior support, but enough volume buttoned down through the consolidation to at least test it.
For sure.
And test it is where we take what? The first profit, guys. That's why. Testing gives us what? Accuracy. If I take some profit at that first level, I'll be able to get my accuracy up, and I'll be looking for traders to fulfill my trade. It's not me that fulfills it. It's everybody else.
Man, I wish SLS was tradable. Somebody mentioned it just now. Look at those two beautiful fades for SLS. And it's a tight risk in this trade. So, like, if you look at SLS here, you get in here or here at the VWAP, you could set your risk at this level here where it had resistance there.
Right here would be able to take first
Beautiful.
profit on RDFN and then look for the volume to come through to push it through the 15. Wasn't a bad idea. Just never pulled back a little bit for me to get in it. Would add the risk off of that 68 or 70.
For sure. But yeah, SLS, I mean, it would have to get back up for the VWAP, but those first two fades were beautiful on it. Some stocks are just not tradable on TEFs. Specifically, most of the time, it's like cheaper stocks, like stocks under $5, but there's also some more expensive stocks that aren't tradable. A lot of it has to do with volume. Like if the stock had no volume previously, like SLS did, you can see just super slow volume, then usually it's not in their system. If the stock has good volume, like, what was it? Cron, you know, HTZ, PBR. If it has good volume, it's usually in their system and you can trade it. But stocks that have historically had low volume, a lot of times they're not in their system. Somebody's asking me about scanners. Shout out to Trade Ideas. So the scanners I'm using here are Trade Ideas scanners. You can see these are all Trade Ideas. And shout out to them. They're nice enough to let me stream their scans. So I thought that was really cool of them allowing me to actually stream their scans. And so if you're interested in checking out a scanner, you can check out Trade Ideas. A really awesome customizable scanner, makes my mornings really easy. And you can kind of build your own scans. And, you know, regardless of what your niche or strategy is, you can typically build a scan around it. And so I think that's really cool of Trade Ideas. And like I said, they've really made my morning easier with these scanners. And so shout out to them. I just posted the link if anybody's interested in checking them out. Right, Danny. I think the liquidity requirements are it has to have at least 500,000 shares traded in the last few months. And if it doesn't have that much volume, they don't add it to their system. You know, they do a pretty good job of adding stocks that start moving. Like originally YECO and PTI were not tradable, but once they started really going crazy, they added it to their system. And so they actually do a decent job of adding certain stocks that weren't tradable previously. But a lot of times you're going to miss the first day moves on those really low float penny stocks that are cheap. And that's fine. You know, usually I'm a short trader anyway, but you know, you do want to understand that. But like I said, if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, I'll go ahead and post that link as well. I mean, Gerardo, every trader's always learning, man. You know, like I said, we're not trying to act like experts or gurus or anything like that. We just teach people our system, you know. And I mean, you can ask the people in our classes, like,
I
you know,
mean,
there's tons of value.
that question's like kind of very ignorant. You know, how can you tell that if I got Antonio Brown from the from the Steelers last night to teach me to be a wide receiver, is he gonna tell me he's still learning his position?
Of
Yeah.
course, they always are, you know.
You know, a Pro Bowl wide receiver will tell you he's still learning to play his position. And what can he do though? He can teach you to be at his level. He can teach you the knowledge that he's learned.
Right.
He can get you to the skill level that he is at. You know, now let's say if you were better trader than us, then maybe, yeah, maybe going to us isn't really the best thing.
Right.
But, you know, if you're not seeing successful results, you're not seeing consistent results, then why not go with people that are, and they're not doing it just because they're hiding their, you know, they're hiding their ratios, they're hiding their trades, they're hiding their losses. They're actually showing you the process and how they trade.
Right.
I mean, that's just trading and showing you money.
Right. We do something very different than everybody else, right? Mitch and I show you everybody everything. We show you our account balance. We show you our profit and loss. We live stream every trade we get into for the most part. You know, we show people everything. You know, and like I said, this past week, I haven't had a losing day. I've had 4 green days in a row. Regardless of what sizing I'm taking, that's insignificant. But the point is that our system works. And, you know, if you want to hate, that's fine. But the point is that in the last 3 months, I've had drastically more green weeks than I have red. You know, in the last week, I haven't had a losing day. And so, you know, my trading's going to, you know, go back and forth. Sometimes I'm going to have bad weeks, and that's fine. But what we try to do is teach new traders the fundamentals of our system and strategies. And, you know, that's all we try to do. We're not trying to be experts, gurus, or anything like that. We're just trying to give people a cheap option to learn our system, you know.
You want to see some results, you say?
The results are every day in the last year.
You can look at you can watch the streams, man.
Right, man. We're not hiding it. Like we live stream every single day, man. You know, every single day we live stream. We show people our results every single day. We can't hide anything. You know, and that's what I'm saying. The last week I haven't had a red day, and it's all documented and streamed live.
Over the last 18 trading days, I've only had 2 red days.
Here, if you want to pull it up, you can.
I mean, yeah, I'll pull up my trader view so you guys can see trader view.
Right. But I think it's just silly. Like, you know, the gurus are still learning, you know, but the difference is that we're honest with everybody about everything. We live stream our trades for free, you know, like we let people see everything. We can't hide anything. You know, we're not those type of people that only post nothing but green days for months. They might have 3 losing days in 2 months when they cherry pick their trades, but then they start live streaming and they take a bunch of losses back to back. You know, they're cherry picking their trades. They're only showing you their winners. We're showing you everything. You know, you can watch us. If we have a bad day, you see it. We're not going to try to hide it.
I'm adding my November trades so you guys can see those 2 losses. Don't want you guys to see only one loss there. I want you guys to be able to see it all.
Right. And I understand the question, Gerardo. Listen, man, I'm not trying to hate on you, brother. Like, I understand the question. I really do. You know, but the point is that, like, we let our trade speak for ourselves. We're not trying to be experts. The difference, like, we're not trying to be gurus. We're not trying to be experts. You know, we're not charging people thousands of dollars. You know, we're just trying to help people learn. That's all we're doing. And we're not really getting rich off of it either. Right, two-way. I mean, that's what it's about, man. Like, we're just trying to be honest with people. Like, that's the big flaw with most people in the YouTube and trading world, is that they're just not honest. You know, like I said, when you live stream, the truth is going to come out. You know, you can pretend like you only had 2 losing days in months, but once you start live streaming, the truth is going to come out. You know, we're showing people our account balance, our trades, our profit and loss. We're streaming all of our trades live, so we can't hide anything. And so when I go on a 4-day green streak and don't have a losing day this week, I'm actually doing that, and it's all documented every single day.
Some reason I'm not being able to pull up my November trades.
You can only do it week by week. Remember, you have to put
Yeah.
in 1 week, do the other. Put in 1 week, do the other.
I mean, this should be able to filter it out.
Yeah, Daylor, I've been taking it slow, man. I didn't trade twice this past week, but Friday was a red day. I don't know if I traded Monday. Friday was a green day. I'm sorry. Monday I think was a green day. I don't think I traded Tuesday. Wednesday was a green day. I didn't trade yesterday, and then today was a green day.
There you go.
You got it.
I was going into positions instead of trades. For some reason, positions wasn't coming up. Wasn't letting me take it.
I mean, Charles says, how many of your students are successful after your program? I mean, here's the thing. Like, most of our students are new traders, which is what we really go for. Like, if you're already an experienced trader, it may not be for you. But, like, all we try to teach people, like, you see us in these trades, right? Well, we really...
Guys. Yeah, I got you guys. This is the easiest way to describe.
All right,
if you guys want detailed... this is the number one chart I kind of don't like looking at, guys, just because it's not really positive to your emotions if I show you great gains, but I'll show you guys essentially what I've been doing the last 30 days of trading. You guys can see here from October 1st all the way into November 6th, guys, only 2 losses there. And what do you mainly see, guys? You see those small base hits and then home runs every now and then. That's the only way you're really going to be successful in trading, is not going for home runs every single day, taking your base hits, keeping your losses low. As you see, both of my losses, very rare, very actually close to each other, $68 and $62.
And I will say this, though, real quick, is that if you doubt these metrics, if you think we're lying about this, go watch the streams. All of these trades have been streamed live.
Yeah, every single one. You see the P&L here, guys, kind of the chart just going all the way up. These are all gains, that you can get. But what I really am proud about, guys, it's not about the charts. It's about right here, about the stats. Right here, guys, is my main stat that I look at, guys. I look for my profit factor. I want to know my ability to really take what I'm having my process and actually get the results that I need. A lot of traders are taking trades out there and they're taking a strategy, but then when they go and they look at their stats, they're going to go ahead and they're going to see that they don't match the approach that they're taking. If your stats are not matching the approach you're taking, you're not trading that approach. You might feel you're doing it. You might be trying to trade it every single day. But at the end of the day, if these numbers don't match the way that you are actually taking your approach to trading, then you need to go back to the drawing board and maybe find a way to really start seeing your approach match your stats. And we're not talking about just being generalization of I'm going to take 10-cent risk, 20-cent profit. It's actually seeing this. This is the actual results, guys. And what do you see? My average winning trade, guys, is about $58, about $59 there, guys. And my average losing trade is about $37. So almost that 2-to-1. And that's really what you want to see. You guys can pay attention to my accuracy, about 61%. And what does that leave me, guys, is if I take a 3-to-1 trade or a 2-to-1 trade, I have more than enough time to get my profit. Largest gain was $341 on a long trade on Yelko. And the largest loss was on a trade, I believe it's AMRN. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, exactly, AMRN. guys. Can show you it all,
There's that
guys.
stock. I hate AMRN.
Yeah, you guys see right here, guys. I shorted that VWAP fade, shorted, just got squeezed.
Yeah, man, I hate
It
AMRN.
happens.
Never works. You
And
know,
the best part is, where did the stock end up? Down.
right? It's
It just faked me out.
right,
It happens. You can't get upset about those losses. You just keep trading to your best ability. And
right,
that's really what I'm able to show here is that as long as you stay consistent, you can have even 4 consecutive losses, guys. I had 4 consecutive losses here, guys, and about near the end of the month there, and I'm still able to just kind of get out of the rut.
right. And I mean, these numbers are honestly, man, these are huge numbers. Like looking at them, it's ridiculous how well you did last month, man. And like I said though, if you guys think we're fabricating this, watch the streams. Every trade was traded live. Almost every trade. I think there were a few where Skype was acting funny, but almost every single one of these trades was documented and traded live as it was happening on the stream. And so we can't fake that. We can't hide that. If we have a losing day, you see it. But this is the month where Mitch had what? 13 green days in a row.
Yep, you guys can see it.
What's up? What's up, Kumar? I am doing trading, but I am losing money on every trade. Can you please help me how to start profit? I mean, listen, Kumar, it's kind of a vague question, man. It's just the best way I can describe it is that you have to organize a plan around every single trade you get into. You have to have a plan with every single trade you get into. And you want to give yourself more reward than your risk and then stick to those levels like glue. Because if you consistently give yourself 2-to-1 reward to risk and you follow those levels, you do not have to be as accurate. But you also want to back test a strategy. Like with the VWAP fade is a strategy that I actually back tested over a year sample size. And when I back tested it, it had a 73% accuracy rate with back testing. And so it's obviously a high accuracy setup. And so when I combine that with using good risk and reward, which is what Mitch and I do, the results kind of speak for themselves. You're setting yourself up to success.
All right, guys, looking at HTZ here, it's starting to look really interesting, guys. We've seen a up 1, down 2, up 2, down 2, up 3 there. It should hold this level at 1861. I wanted to try to break out above that 1880 and fail. And then I could short it, trying to get back down to that day of low. It's not a bad level, as I could use that 1880 as my risk level. Let's see this on a 5-minute. It kind of had this curve pattern here. This is that up 3. Don't want to see it create another high. One of the biggest things that I'd like to talk about, someone mentioned, not to put you out there, just take bigger sizing and take the profits. That's of course, everyone wants to just go and take bigger sizing, but you have to do it accordingly. You have to do it when you're ready. A lot of traders, what they do is they start seeing good positive results, and then they just start taking huge swings, and they immediately see those results that were working go against them.
For sure.
And the way that you counteract that, I saw that doji there. Looked interesting.
Well, which one are you looking at?
Here to VWAP here. HTZ.
Yeah, I was looking at this one earlier. I mean, I like the risk. The risk could be at 19 if you get in at 75, 25-cent risk.
I would use the pre-market support, 1885.
Yeah, I probably should have held a little bit for Kron. And so this is like I was saying, right? We had a class yesterday on all-day faders, and one of the things we try to tell people is that if you take profits at the right level, on these bounces to the VWAP, you can add risk back take profits again, add risk back, and so it's kind of scaling in and out of the trade. But kind of wish I would have held on to a little bit more so I could example that. But green is good, I guess. I'm not sure camping. I don't really build my watch list on Thinkorswim. There's HTZ, man. There it goes.
Yep, dismissed it. I had the right idea. Just kind of started watching the 5 minute and talking too much.
Yeah, man. It happens, brother.
Yep, that's what happens when
man.
you start talking.
I actually like the stream though because the stream keeps me accountable, right? Like
Yeah.
if I wanna go crazy and just force trades and revenge trade, I'll look pretty dumb. And so the stream actually keeps me accountable. I have to be disciplined and selective because if I don't, I'm gonna look pretty stupid, And so I just try to. It actually helps with the discipline. People always ask me, "Why do you stream? Why do you stream?" Because it keeps me in check, man. I got hundreds of people watching me every day. If I mess up or do something wrong, they're gonna nail me, And so it helps me to actually stay more disciplined, if that makes sense.
Yeah, if not, I will.
Right. Yeah, if they don't nail me, you definitely will, man. You may do it off stream. You may do it off stream, but you'll definitely nail me.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And I'll nail you too.
Hey,
and we never want to hear it. We never want to hear it.
Both ways, man. I mean, at the end of the day, one of the key things is that me and John have established a process. Our process might not even be identical to each other, but we just try to keep each other in the process. That's it. I don't have to tell John specifically what to trade. I just have to tell him to get back to his process.
Right. If anything, you and I trade different.
Strategy.
You and I almost never take the same trade, but we're still usually green. You know what I mean? And so it's just the process, man. It's the strategy. Yeah, that's right, man. Mitch will say, the main thing Mitch complains at me about is exiting too soon, which is a valid reason. It's a valid thing. I do exit too soon. That's the biggest thing Mitch yells at me for. Biggest thing I'll yell at Mitch for is probably after a loss, maybe taking too many trades, Yeah. But he usually, still.
I got no problem taking trades. That's a strength and a weakness, You got to know your strengths and weakness.
Right, for sure. Appreciate the sub, Kumar. Appreciate the sub, brother.
All right, looking for 70s here for maybe HTC. It'll be off of 85 level.
Just be careful, man. That 850 level is holding.
Yeah, I need to see a nice little pop up here, then just estimate my risk to a tight risk. This reward is actually pretty big here, guys. It's down to 822s.
Yeah.
So it's like a 50-cent profitable trade. If I risk 10 cents to make a 5-to-1, I have no problem with that. It's one of the keys of trading is that that not every day you're going to be able to make profit. So what do you do to adjust that? Every trade's different, guys. So what am I doing to adjust that is I'm sticking to a system. And by sticking to a system, you actually see the results match. When you start trading inconsistent sizing, inconsistent risk to reward, what you see is inconsistent results. How are you expecting consistent results when you can't take consistent trades?
100%. Yeah, you know me, man. I'm super strict with my trades. Like I only get really in one setup. The reason I get into it on only that setup is because it works. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Danny, I gamble on sports all the time.
Yeah, me too. I think that's kind of the personality of traders, though. I really do. I think that's the personality of traders. I bet on UFC events all the time.
Yeah, that's my gambling. When I get to trading, I'm kind of done with gambling, guys.
Right. You get it out of your head at that point. But I do that. Like I play poker. Poker is actually what brought me to trading because poker is super similar to trading. You have to calculate your risk and reward, how much you're investing versus how much your potential gain is going to be, and so forth and so on. And I'm actually a decent poker player. My first intro account that I bought on TradeNet was actually from rolling up a stack on Global Poker. I deposited $20 and I brought it up to like 300 and something because the sit and goes on Global Poker are super soft. And so poker is actually what brought me to trading. Well, LS continued to fade throughout. I'm not sure, man. You never really know. I don't like telling people anything that's set in stone. It looks like it may fade back down to at least the high of the previous day at 190, but I'm not 100% sure. It could easily reverse back up here. Beautiful fade though. But yeah, I'm not really sure, man. You never really know. I don't want to tell people anything set in stone. I'm not one of those people that try to give hot stock picks or anything like that. I just tell people my opinion, and if it's right, it's right. I nailed AWX with my opinion though. I didn't trade it, but I called this one out right on the nose for this VWAP fade here. Somebody mentioned it, I think, but. DCIX is crashing, camping. Oh, RIP DCIX. Sorry. I was let you saying rest in peace. Yeah, man. DCIX popping up there. But yeah, I'll probably end up closing the stream down soon, man. I'm good, brother. Camping. I've traded DCIX a long time ago. And, one thing I'm definitely not going to do is I'm not going to hold that thing overnight ever, I've traded this one for a while, for years. And at least for the past year, I've traded DCIX. Specifically back late last year in November, December, when this thing was really crazy. But yeah, not going to.
Yep.
Jason, I've had that mindset. I'm not saying you're a new trader, but I'm saying when I was a beginner trader, like completely new, Jason, I actually had that mindset when I was trading on SureTrader. I was like, every trade I get into is a losing trade. Light bulb lit up in my head. What if I form a plan and then just do the opposite, Thinking about it, I mean, it might have worked. I don't know. Back then it probably would have,
No, one of the key things that's happening to you there is that you're trying to kind of make a strategy tell you you're going to win.
Right.
And this is one of the things we go over a lot of the times on Wednesdays. We have a specific day in the week where we strictly go and attack trading psychology. I can't say it enough, guys. Trading it's 90% mental and only 10% technical.
Yeah, with that, Kumar, I would have to see the trade, man.
And the reason that trading is 90% mental and 10% technical is that everyone knows these strategies out there. If you really go into, traders that have traded for years and years, they've probably seen all the strategies that you know. And there's a reason why, is that the strategy is out there. Now, how to execute that strategy, how to really take advantage of your mental capital so that you can come in and be a consistent trader. Now that is hard to find. That takes work, that takes time, and you can't just magically become a great trader.
Right.
You actually have to put your work into it. You have to understand how the psychology works in trading so that when you take your trades, you're not thinking about your trades in a win or loss standpoint. You're more along thinking about it in probability. I don't want to get too far into it because this is exactly what our subscribers get out of us. A lot of people ask about what value you can get from us. One of the key values that I have is I have a lot of years and experience in trading psychology. It's one of the key things I use to be able to make my money every single day, guys.
Right. And it's one of those things.
I don't rely on my results to drive where my emotions are. I drive my process to go ahead and give me my results that I need. And because I get the results that I need, I realized that what was the key thing was that I was making an error in thinking that it was about being right or wrong. Trading's not about being right or wrong. It's about learning how to trade and have good risk to reward, guys.
100%. You give yourself good risk and reward, and with a high accuracy setup, you let probabilities play out. Try to keep the emotions aside, and that's actually one of my weaknesses. Is I'm a little bit more emotional than Mitch. I would say Mitch is more robotic like in his trades, and I probably get a little bit too emotional and sell my positions too soon. But Mitch and I both have our pros and cons. Like we both have our strengths and weaknesses, and every trader does. Mitch and I are different traders. We don't usually trade the same thing. We trade the same strategies, but we use the same plan. We both calculate the same type of plan, analyzing risk and reward, giving ourselves more reward than risk, and then look for high accuracy setups. And like I said, the results speak for themselves. Mitch and I are really the only people that are showing people everything. Even if other people stream, they're not showing you their account balance or anything like that. We're showing people everything, win or lose. And like I said, we're not experts, we're not gurus, we're not anything like that, man. We just have we have achieved consistency for the most part, which is something that a lot of traders can't do.
And it all comes back to trusting in the process. I don't want to sound like the 76ers, but trust in the process, and sometimes the process weighs out,
For sure.
Especially when you're noticing that what you've been doing is almost classified insanity. You've been doing the same thing and not getting the results you need. That's the definition of insanity. Get away from insanity, guys. Join us every single night. We'll be there tonight, guys, going over some beautiful, probably all day. We did all day faders yesterday, we're probably going to attack
all day runners today.
All day runners, yeah. Why not?
I like it.
Yes.
So go check it out. Also, if anybody's interested, I'll post the package link. But if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, there's the link there. I make a small commission from it. It's one of the ways we keep this stream free. So go check that out. Also, we'll be streaming Monday morning, same time as always. So if it's your first time subscribing or watching the stream, we do this every weekday morning. We trade all of our trades live or on stream. Can't hide anything. You'll see our wins and losses. So if you appreciate this content, click the like button right now on this video. And it does help support us if you click the like button. So we appreciate it if you do. And everybody have a good weekend. We'll see you all later. And thanks for watching, guys.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.